This is Prash Fenn with volumes by slicing, disks and washers, question 37. Find the volume of the solid that results when the region enclosed by x equals y squared and x equals y is revolved about the line y equals -1. Now, before going on, notice how it's revolved around the line y equals -1, unlike my old problem where it was revolved around the x-axis, and most of these problems are revolved around the x or y-axis, not an actual line. So we're going to have to deal with that too. And as you notice, this is not a sketch, this is an actual graph of the function, and I figured out how to copy a graph onto my PowerPoint, so that's good. And as you can see, on the left line is x equals y squared, and the right line is x equals y. And then the y equals -1 line is right here. So for this problem, you can do with respect to y or with respect to x. And I prefer to do with respect to x, so we're going to have to make it so that it is with respect to x. So all the equations have to be y equals something, not x equals something. So this is the first equation, x equals y squared, and we're trying to make it y equals. So as you see, I go square root the problem so that y equals square root of x. Then also I put in the line y equals -1 because to get rid of that, you have to make it equal y equals 0. So how do you make -1 equal 0? You add 1. So you just do the equation and add 1. And this is the second equation, x equals y. I mean, you don't even have to do anything, you just have to flip it around, y equals x. And also with this one, it's from -1, so you have to add 1, and the new equation will be y equals x plus 1. So now you can find the volume, and we are using the equation for volume, as in volume equals pi, because you are revolving around an axis, times f of x squared minus g of x squared with respect to x. Oh, and there should be an integral sign, but I'm not sure where it is. Anyways, it's on the next thing, so you guys can figure it out. And so now we substitute everything. F of x for this problem is the left line, and in this problem it's the square root of x plus 1. And then g of x is the right line coming from the right side, which is x plus 1. And you square both of these, and they're all with respect to x. And the bounds are from 0 to 1. You can see that from the graph. So when you multiply all these things out, or when I multiply all these things out, I get volume equals pi times the integral from 0 to 1 of 2 square root x minus x squared with respect to x. So now that you have that, you can substitute, now you have to find the integral. So the integral of 2 to the square root of x is 2 times 2 over 3 x to the 3 halves. So when you multiply the 2 and 2, it gets 4. So 4 times x to the 3 halves over 3. And x, the integral of x is x squared over 2, and the integral of x squared is x cubed over 3. And this is all in the bounds from 1 to 0. Now you substitute in 1 for all these problems, and of course all those answers will be 0 minus 0 minus 0, which just equals 0. Pretty simple. Now when you multiply those all out, it will be pi times 1/2, or pi over 2, and you put in units cubed because it's a volume problem. This is Prash Fenn with Math Solving. See you guys later.